Washington Democrats are hoping they can steal this election so they can continue to move their agenda, which is more taxes and higher spending.
Steal this election. Is that how you win elections? We're back. That was House Speaker Boehner Monday. That's this week campaigning for Republican candidate Jane Corbin in that special election up in New York. It's a congressional seat that happens, by the way, it races in 2 weeks. Here's more of the speaker. Let's listen.
Jane will work with us to stand up to Nancy Pelosi and the liberals in Washington, D.C., and say no to the bailouts, say no to the stimulus, and say no to the continued tax and spend crowd that's down there.
Well, guess what? This is an actual election, not about theft. Corbin faces Democrat Kathy Hochul and Tea Partier Jack Davis in a real election for Congress. The race is rapidly receiving national attention because Hochul is taking Corbin to task for supporting that House-passed budget bill that kills Medicare. Here's one of her ads. Let's listen.
Jane Corbin said she would vote for the 2012 Republican budget that would essentially end Medicare. Seniors would have to pay $6,400 more for the same coverage. But the plan Jane Corbin supports would cut taxes for the wealthiest Americans. The budget would overwhelmingly benefit the rich. Kathy Hochul says cut the deficit, but do it the right way. Protect Medicare. And no more tax breaks for multimillionaires.
I'm Kathy Hochul, and I approve this message.
Wow, Kathy Hochul joins right now. She's the clerk of Erie County. Thank you. Good luck in the race. Let me ask you about this. What's this attack on Pelosi, and where do you stand on former Speaker Pelosi? Do you like the work she did as leader?
You know, she's done a great job for this country, but I also wanted people to know that I'm a very independent Democrat. We've gotten very far just being out here talking to Republicans and Democrats in this district, and I'm willing to just work with everybody. And I think that's a real hallmark of my candidacy, that I'm willing to work with both sides of the aisle when it comes to the important issues. But I do draw the line in the sand. I will not support the Republican plan to decimate Medicare while giving huge tax breaks to the very wealthiest in this country. So I'm happy to be on the Democratic side of that issue for sure.
Let me ask you, how do you win a district there was Jack Kemp's district, was Jack Quinn's district? It's not really a Democratic district. Can you be a Democratic congresswoman from a Republican district?
Well, I expect to be in about 2 weeks. We are, again, my hallmark is that I bring both sides together as a county clerk, so I know how to work with both sides of the aisle. I think people up here know me. They know that I'm a fighter, and they know that I'll go to Washington and protect them. So whether you're a Democrat or Republican, you just want someone who's looking out for you, who's got your back. And that's what I'm hearing from seniors, even Republican seniors.
Okay, I want to hear that. I'm
me.
fascinated because you're the sort of the canary in the mine. You're going out there as the first test of this Republican plan to kill Medicare. What are seniors like Republicans? My dad was a big Republican, but he loved Medicare. He loved it because it's the first time in his life he got something, They didn't, he paid into it when he was working, but he really liked it when he retired at 65. What are people up there talking to you about when they hear about this Boehner-approved, Republican-approved plan to basically get rid of Medicare and give you some sort of something from Borders, some one of these little, what do you call them, little gift cards, and they're supposed to buy health insurance at the age of 75 with it. It's such a joke. Your thoughts?
Well, basically, people up here are talking about the fact that this is not charity to them. As you mentioned, your father, you paid into the system since your high school job. So this is something that you're entitled to when you hit 65. The idea that we're going to break the contract that we've had with our seniors since 1965 is wrong. And the seniors up here, no matter what their party affiliation, think it's grossly unfair. If you're claiming that there's such a huge deficit that we need to get costs under control, why are you doing it on the backs of the seniors? Why aren't we looking at other sources? Again, big oil getting continued tax breaks, the absolute mega rich in this country going to continue getting tax breaks. I think it's not an intellectual argument that I'm going to buy, and nor do the people in this district.
Okay, let me give you an easy one. Let me give you an easy one. You're a professional politician. You're a clerk at Erie County. Let me give you an easy one, all right? You're going to think this is hard, but it is easy. You said you're an independent Democrat. Well, maybe I am too, intellectually. Pick an issue where you clearly are going to disagree with the Democratic leadership in Congress. Just pick one issue out of a million where you will take on Steny Hoyer and you will take on Nancy Pelosi. Just to prove your bona fides as an independent Democrat.
Oh, I'd be happy to. I don't think that the plan that's on the table by the Democrats should be increasing taxes on people making $200,000 or $250,000. Because when I'm talking to people in my districts on Main Street and Brockport and Geneseo, small communities, those are also small business people. And a tax on them would hurt them and their ability to create jobs in this district, which this area needs jobs. We're not doing well. Our unemployment's higher than the national average. So I'm not going to do anything to make it harder on small businesses to expand. So I disagree with that level. So that's a huge difference right there.
Okay, that's an easy one. How about a hard one? You're not for raising taxes. That takes a lot of nerve. But where are you? Okay, you've answered my question. Let me ask you, the odds right now are what in this race? Is this going to be a big headline when you win or what?
Well, since we're the underdogs coming into this, again, I've been outspent by two multimillionaires. My Republican's net worth is upwards of $60 to $160 million. My other opponent, the Tea Party candidate, is worth $18 to $20 million. And as you mentioned, I'm a public servant. I worked on Capitol Hill. I'm an attorney. Pardon me?
Why don't you raise taxes on these zillionaires you're running against? You're just saying you won't raise taxes on them. Why not?
No, I didn't say that. I said I would not put the burden on the middle class and small businesses. I have no trouble with making the wealthiest people in this country pay their fair share. When times are tough,
$1 million then.
And I'd say I'm looking at over 500,000.
Okay,
I think that's
Thank
fair.
You. I nailed it down. Thanks so much. Good luck in the race. Kathy Hochul running for Congress up in that Jack Kemp district.